How's it going, everyone? The Trout91 here for 10 tips to succeed at Halo Wars 2. One of your most fundamental ideas of Halo Wars that you'll need to understand is a triangle of war. Everything is strong against one type of unit, but is weak to another one. Imagine a game of rock, paper, scissors. Your core units break down to infantry, air, and vehicle. Infantry beats air, air beats vehicles, and vehicles beat infantry. Use this knowledge to combat your enemy builds and isolate certain units to dispatch of them quicker. Before a game starts, you'll pick a leader to commence the match with. Each one has its own perks and abilities to help them in battle. These perks complement certain playstyles and builds a lot better. For example, Professor Anders has access to cheaper and faster upgrades, meaning you can build more powerful units early, making her great for late games where you're using stronger units. It also makes picking out the opponent's strategy a little bit easier because you're going to see more common builds with certain leaders. If you've jumped into a game and you're unsure of your opponent's plans, or maybe you're unfamiliar with the leader you're up against, or even the map you're playing on, scouting your opponent at the start can give you an idea of their plans and help you build accordingly to act against them. You can easily do this with your starting marine units or by building a jackrabbit to get inside the base and find out what's going on. It's always a good idea to keep tabs on your enemy at regular intervals throughout the match, as they could fake you out and change their plans after you've scouted them. Once you're into the game, try not to overexpand early on before you've even built an army. If you get caught out spending too much of your resources on building an army to get to the later stages of the game with some powerful units before you've even got going, you're going to find yourself very much in the deep end against some enemy rushes that will come early on before you've got anything to defend yourself, and find you're defeated before the match has even started. In the map, there are plenty of neutral areas for you to take for your own, whether they are bases or power nodes. Make sure you take advantage of them when you can to ensure your army is ever growing. Power nodes are extremely important, as you'll not only gain veterancy for your units early on, making them stronger, but you'll have a consistent and free income of power without needing to occupy a space on your base. This will accelerate your army's growth. Do not tunnel vision or assume that the job is done and you've done all that you can. You should constantly be building and expanding until the final moments of the battle. If your opponent manages to delay the battle long enough or deflect your onslaughts, not continuing to build will cause your army to stagnate and not reach its full potential that can be the difference between winning and losing. If you've ever been in battle and have queued units to be sent to battle and are wondering, why are they not reaching you? It's because you've probably not set a waypoint to get to where you need them to be. Even in the later stages, this can be very important to have units queued up and ready to go when you need them. Simply press up on the D-pad twice to set a waypoint, and every time a unit spawns, it will automatically make its way to the destination. You don't need to use all your units to capture power nodes or even supplies on the map. It's important you don't waste your time or your units picking up things as a whole, instead using your individual units to do it for you. You can be picking up multiple things all at once by sending individual units to do that work for you. You only need 2 marine units to take a power node, so it's important that you send just the 2 to take it, and you can take other ones as well as pick up supplies and power across the map at the same time. Do not try to build every unit in the game. It will take too much time, slowing down the amount of units you can actually output, as well as being detrimental to your abilities to shut down the opponent, as you won't have enough of the units you need. This is where scouting and leaders come handy and will be important to your overall strategy. It will ensure that your build has purpose, but that does not mean build only one type of unit and be very, very obvious. You need to be flexible and be ready to build other units. And finally, learn to micromanage. If you can learn to manage your individual units, you'll become a very difficult opponent to stop, and can even turn a bad situation where you're outnumbered or you have weaker units to your opponent's units by moving them accordingly. Every unit has different movement speeds. If you move them as a whole, your army will travel together at the same speed, and it can even limit where you want to go on the map. For example, air units can fly over gaps as you would expect, but obviously ground units cannot do this, meaning that the whole army will not move over, so your flying units cannot cross those gaps because they're bound together. If you learn to separate your units and surround enemies, you can alleviate the time in which your units will die off. It can also help you avoid attacks and delay your demise enough to get the job done that you set out to do. If you enjoyed the video, do drop a like rating, make sure you leave a comment, let me know what you thought about the video, and subscribe if you want to see any more Halo Wars 2 content. I'll be sure to post up some more in the coming few days. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Peace out.